We are already back.
Wow, that was fast, folks.
Yeah, that was a quick one.
Welcome back to round 3 here at GameSwap Mason, Friday Night Modern. On the eve, or I should say the day of the Masters 25 release.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we have such a dedicated Modern community around here, and also fortunately that Masters 25 is a kind of a subpar product generally. We got lots of folks playing Modern. So here we are.
We did get some elf decks. We got 2 elf decks for you.
Yeah, 2 elf decks.
We got
Elf
Naya
the
elves versus Jund elves, also
Yeah.
known as Naya versus Jund.
Yeah. no, that's not. Well, maybe they're playing. We got Shaman of the Pack. We got Mayael. Isn't Mayael an elf?
Yeah. Mayael.
Mayael versus. Is there a Jund elf?
Bloodbraid elf.
No, besides that one.
I don't think so.
Karthus Bloodbladed Tyrant has sort of. What is it? Karthus Tyrant of Rage?
Tyrant of Jund.
Tyrant of Jund, that's right. He has sort of an elfy looking face.
Yeah.
You know?
Other than being a giant dragon, but sure.
Well, you know.
Sorry, Ted is not actually on Jund elves. He's just playing regular Jund.
No. He could be on Jund elves. Well, people have actually been jamming Bloodbraid into their elves decks.
I've seen that, yeah.
Which seems real
Actual
bad.
Jund elves.
I don't think that's good.
No, not just elves, just Jund. So a battle of some nice wedges here.
Yeah, so I play a deck very similar to Justin's, and Justin will take offense to this if you tell him this, but he kind of copied my list, and as far as I'm concerned, he owes me royalties. But
Royalties.
Royalties.
A certain percentage of all of his credit that he wins.
That's right. But anyway, if you want my opinion on this matchup, given that Justin plays it well, and given that he's playing the right types of cards, this matchup's slightly in your favor. Bloodbraid Elf really does not like Voice of Resurgence, and Liliana the Veil does not like Voice of Resurgence, and Lightning Bolt does not like Voice of Resurgence.
Yes, that is all very true.
So Voice is a huge card. If Justin has 3 voices, I put him in favor. Knight of the Reliquary also tends to be pretty good. It's usually just a bigger Tarmogoyf that has utility.
Right.
Comes down a turn later, but not off a mana dork.
Yeah.
And is just a solid card in these matchups. You
Liliana
can
the
accrue
Veil and
incremental
Kolaghan's
value with.
command can also be a pretty big liability.
Liliana can be, yeah, they can be liabilities if you have Loxodon Smiter.
Right.
And sometimes, even if your opponent doesn't know about a Smiter, they can get baited into just using Lily as a 3-mana edict and having to sit on it until they have better information.
Yeah, so Justin won the die roll there. Seems
winning the die roll is very good.
Definitely against Jund, where you can get your mana dork out before it gets Inquisition away or whatever.
Ways that Ted can win this matchup: a Dark Confidant that Justin does not have a bolt for.
Although he's
Mulligan's bad here. But yeah, Dark Confidant's one of the ways that Ted can gain more card advantage than cards like Voice and provide.
Yeah.
If Ted is able to like turn 1, Inquisition your bolt, and turn 2.
Land a
Stick a Bob. Yeah. That can get some work done. But typically, I'll put Justin ahead, maybe a 55-45 here.
Yeah. It also depends on how many grindy elements Ted has. Like, I feel like Huntmaster would be good in this matchup, but now nobody's playing Huntmaster.
Huntmaster is good. Well, you can still play a Huntmaster in the side.
In the sideboard,
But I will say one of the other big things here, besides a Bob sticking or a Voice, one of the other biggest cards, really the biggest card if left unchecked, and probably the person that always wins the match, is the first person to resolve the
Scoos.
The unanswered Scoos.
Yeah.
The unanswered Scavenging Ooze is a huge deal for the Jund player. It's life. It's a growing threat. It gets bigger than everything on board, and it shrinks the Knight of the Reliquary. If you're the Naya player, you do the same thing, but you shrink your opponent's Goyfs, and it's just insane. And if one of them plays the first Scavenging Ooze and the other one can't answer it, it almost always wins the game.
It looks like Ted might be on a 1-lander here, and Scry to the bottom, so that's not a great sign. There's 2 lands or just 1.
He is on the draw, so it's not that bad.
Wow. How about that? Justin fetches for Wooded Foothills, accidentally knocks the forest off the bottom of his deck, but that's what he was going for anyway.
He's a lucky man.
All right, so I do think Ted only has 1 land.
Sure.
And he's not going to Fatal Push the bird. Interesting.
So sometimes it's right to save your Fatal Push for what the bird plays. I can see an argument, especially when Ted's the fetch. Yeah, when Ted's down on cards, you can't be throwing out your removal spell on a bird necessarily. So it's not always correct to bolt the bird or push the bird or whatever.
You push, yeah.
It could certainly be correct, but I respect Ted's decision not to.
You're going against our shirts?
Going against the Bolt the Bird, yeah. Folks, don't forget, you can buy Bolt the Bird shirts for Top Deck here at the store.
Yes. They're hanging on a rack. Well, Justin does have Voice of Resurgence.
So I do want to say that I actually took my Birds of Paradise out. I've been playing Birds of Paradise and Naya for like 3 years. I've been playing 4 Hierarchs and 1 Bird almost religiously. You know, four Hierarchs, 4 Nakatl, 1 Bird as my 1-drops. And I just 2 weeks ago took the Bird out because it is not a good Bloodbraid hit.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's definitely probably
it only happened to me once, but I Bloodbraided into Birds. Like, Bloodbraid into Hierarch is actually kind of fine. Swing for 4.
Swings for a 4, yeah.
But Bloodbraid into Bird felt so bad that I'm like, you know what? This is not your time, Birds of Paradise. Your time has come. You've served me well, but you're no longer needed.
So Ted did find his second land, but it was Treetop Village, so he's already kind of far behind. He can Bolt Voice of Resurgence, of course, that leaves behind a token, but this might be, sorry, Fatal Push it, but this might be his best opportunity to do that. Because otherwise, yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do. I think part of the reason Ted didn't push the bird there as well is that he actually wanted not to fetch to have more chance of hitting lands.
Sure, that's definitely reasonable. Now, I will say that these Jund players, some people are playing 25 lands.
Wow.
But the average right now is like 24. I mean, they want to hit their 4-drops on turn 4.
Over MP, bunch of numbers. Thank you for following. Oh, so now we are pushing the bird. Okay.
So I think in Ted's mind, for the time being, he doesn't mind leaving this voice around.
Yeah, you know,
if all it amounts to is a 2/2 unblockable.
And it definitely was correct there, right? Because if he gets Bloodbraid off this turn, he's so far behind. Like,
right.
He probably can't come back. But here's Quasali probably made, so Voice is going to get in there for 3. See if Ted finds a third land. Looks like he does. So he has been able to hit his land drops, thankfully, even if they were a little slow.
So one thing I like about in this matchup, how Jund is now playing more Treetop Village than they used to. At least, I mean, they used to play back in the day, but it's seen a resurgence, the Treetop Village, because of the aggressive game plan of the deck. Treetop Village lines up really terribly against Stirring Wildwood, whereas Raging Ravine is great against Stirring Wildwood. Yep. But I'm a big fan of people playing their treetops because I'll block that crap with Stirring Wildwood all day.
So I think Ted has maybe a Brutality or maybe that's a Lily on the last hope. I'm not really sure, but
so Brutality on Gasali seems fine here.
I think that's what he's going for.
You could escalate if you want. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
He's got a second one. Okay. You might whiff here, but
yeah, we do whiff.
It looks like a whiff.
Very powerful.
That is an extremely good hand. Oh, baby.
I think I would just concede at this point if I was Ted.
Yeah, I mean, this hand. So it is nice that Justin doesn't have the 4th mana yet, but if he plays the Knight, he can get the 4th mana with the Knight. So, and then leave himself with. If you're Justin here, you just leave the Smiter in hand all day.
Right.
You got other plays to make. Just leave it in hand. That shuts down a whole bunch of your opponent's lines. Yeah, this is a brutal, brutal hand from Justin.
Yeah.
Ted really needed a Dark Confidant because Justin has not had any removal. A super removal light hand. A Confidant really.
Not any.
Yeah, Confidant really would have helped him.
Ted actually did have a Confidant, but he decided to go with the Brutality there instead.
Oh, he has it in hand right now? Well, now maybe he knows.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe there were just
I didn't think he had one. Yeah,
you might be right.
Because if he had one, I mean, it'd be extremely good here. You have to worry a little bit about your life total.
He might have a 3rd Brutality, actually.
Oh, that's... Wait, 3 in the main board?
I don't know.
That seems terrible.
That seems way too many. His hand is Goyf, Bloodbraid, and one other card.
I actually sort of thought people weren't even playing at main board right now.
Yeah,
I thought it was sideboard only.
He's trying out.
What I've seen a lot is the sideboard has no brutalities, but then the main board has no brutalities, but then on the side you've got like 2 brutality, 2 finks, and you rely on that for your burn matchup.
Justin found his 4th land, so it's elves away here. We'll see what we cascade into, and Ted's already taken 5 this turn, down to 9. Oof.
So Nakatl's not a great hit.
I mean, it's not great, but
Justin was probably hoping
more stuff. I'm sorry.
Ted was probably hoping his opponent hit either a Lightning Bolt or a Noble Hierarch there, or another Birds of Paradise if he has a second bird. But Nakado's pretty scary. Though Anger the Gods would be real good here.
Yeah, it seems unlikely Ted has the main board sweepers, but you never know.
Could have a main board Sweltering Suns. I'd endorse that. I mean, that's fine. Is this night going to be a 4-4?
Yeah, currently. Or no. Yes, it will be 4-4. All right, we'll see what Ted can muster. Ted can play a Tarmogoyf, which could help hold down the fort.
Yeah, the only problem is that at this late juncture, 9 life when your opponent can swing through it. You know, your opponent doesn't want to. At this time, it's still too early for Justin to swing in because he can lose that attrition war if he swings these into Goyfs that they die to.
All right, so it looks like Ted's last card was a Bob.
Really?
He drew an Abrupt Decay here, but he's
not
got 3
helpful.
mana. Yeah, if he had 4 mana, that would be extremely good. He could play Goyf and Abrupt Decay. He also doesn't have the 4th mana to cast the potential.
Was this a mold of 5 or mold of 6 from
6.
Ted?
Mold of 6.
Hmm.
Kept a 1-lander, found Treetop for a tapped turn 2 land. So it looks like we are just going to deploy our Goyf here. So Goyf is currently a 4/5, I think. Yeah.
So if you're Justin, unless you top deck a Bloodbraid here, well, you can actually swing in for lethal.
Not
with
lethal. You go to
if you activate Wildwood. Oh, he doesn't have white for Wildwood.
No, I mean he would go to 1 anyway. But oh, he's at 8 now because he fetched.
No, yeah,
you're right.
If
he had a
Justin,
white,
if Justin had white mana, he could swing for lethal. Given that his opponent didn't have a fatal push or anything, but even if he did, it would be worth it for Justin because he'd have to get a voice trigger. So
Inducted Orpheus. It's a cool name. Thanks for the follow.
And Scoos is bonkers here.
I mean, Justin was already basically 1.
Yeah. So with the Scoos,
1976.
with the Scoos, I think you're fine to swing in. Can you actually shrink the Goyf down to a 2/3?
Yeah, you could eat both of the Collective Brutalities, and that would put sorcery out. Or to a 2/3, no.
That'd just make it a 3/4.
Yeah.
Well, could you eat?
No, you don't have enough. You only have 2 activations.
Yeah.
So you gotta eat both creatures, both sorceries, etc. Just concede. Paulo the Odoro says. Yeah, I would have conceded when I looked at Justin's hand there, to be honest, but
I mean, it's certainly not over. There's some sequences here that Ted can win the game with, but they're very few and far between.
Did just draw a 3rd Collective Brutality.
That's real bad.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, if you Brutality the Bloodbraid,
I guess you Brutality the Bloodbraid and
you
and
discard
drain for 2.
Discard your own Bloodbraid, drain. Yeah.
But man, he really just needed a 4th land. If he found his 4th land on time, he might have been in this with it being able to double spell. But
well, yeah, 4th land and a 2nd Goyf would have been great.
Yeah.
Though you would still need an answer for the Scoos, or the Goyf plan would quickly dwindle.
Yeah, the Goyf can be a 4/4 if Justin eats both of the creatures in his graveyard, and that makes the Tarmogoyf into a 3/4. So Ted's just going to pass holding up Abrupt Decay and or Treetop Village activation. So we're going to eat Fatal Push, and then also probably eat one of our creatures, yeah. Eat the birds. There's 2 creatures left in Justin's graveyard. We're gonna, I guess this is still end step. We're gonna Abrupt Decaying the Scoos. Okay. Buys us probably 1 more turn. Again, if Justin finds white mana, he does just win. But it does not look like he did. So I think we're gonna play a knight here. Yep. And his attacks are not good this turn. Elemental's only a 4/4, and everything else only has 3 power. So if Ted finds a land, that looks like it's just another Goyf, which is not bad.
Yeah, if we had land into Bloodbraid hit Goyf, we would still be back in it.
Or Goyf plus Brutality.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have ways to come back here.
Yeah, man, he really just a 4th land really would have just changed the.
That's the thing. I mean, that's kind of the danger of playing 4 Bloodbraid elves in your. I mean, like I said, people bumping up to 25 lands just to avoid this. Ted might even have 25, but still no guarantee that you hit 4. Can make Bloodbraid elf really awkward. I'm actually only playing 2 of them, and I'm in a like Justin, I'm in a mana ramp deck with Hierarch, so.
So the knight is currently a 4/4. Ted is going with the brutality play. Discarding Bob. Yep, kill Bloodbraid, drain for 2. Yeah.
We're still in it. Yeah, still in it. 4th land, Bloodbraid into Goyf is still a good play.
Yeah.
Now, Justin is going to be able to get some sweet value off this knight. My guess is with knight here.
Lightning Helix? That seems not terrible.
It's okay. Lightning Helix means you can actually Alpha Strike here, and then Helix the Goyf if you want.
Yeah.
Or Helix Ted if he doesn't block accordingly.
Yeah. So knight is currently a 4/4. Elemental currently a 3/3.
Yeah, if you just swing out here.
Actually, Nikadal is not a 3/3.
It's a 2/2.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize Wildwood,
that.
yeah.
I wonder if you hit that then instead of the Bloodbraid Elf with the brutality.
Because it has a chance to grow to a 3/3. Yeah, I can see an argument for that.
Justin's got a 2-drop. I think he might just be on this and then attack with the Elemental as a 5/5.
Yeah, it seems good. And then
Justin just passes the turn. Oh my.
Ooh, that seems very wrong. Yeah, if you just swing with a 5/5 there. Now, hopefully Justin remembers to crack knight at the end of turn. If you actually crack this forest, I would just get a fetch land and get a Sacred Founder or a Temple Garden so you can make this Nikadal a 3/3.
And Ted found the 4th land.
So that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Justin might be kicking himself for not swinging for 5 there.
Yeah. So here's Bloodbraid Elf. Fine.
Do we get a Goyf?
Some land.
We get a Goyf? Bob. So Bob is actually not... I mean, it's a blocker.
Yeah, it's a blocks for a turn.
You probably can't afford to risk untapping with it, but it is a blocker.
And Ted is now down to 8 off of his shock.
So let's see if Justin gets fetch land and then Temple Garden.
See, this is a spot where it might have been relevant to take out the Nikadal there because now Bob could have traded with a Bloodbraid Elf, but it can't trade with this Nikadal.
Right, can't trade with Nikadal, sure.
Naya must attack, yeah. I mean, Justin's still ahead here, but we'll see.
So, yeah, I would get the Arid Mesa, crack for the Temple Garden or Sacred Foundry.
Yeah, probably Temple Garden. Basic Plains.
Basic Plains.
Sure.
So if you're going to get the basic...
And I guess
whatever.
I guess he can Helix the Bloodbraid. I think Justin wins here. He Helixes the Bloodbraid, and now he can activate Stirring Wildwood, and he has 5 attackers to 2 blockers, so 3 of them get through no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, the Helix is right now, yeah. Let's see if he does it. Does he get through for that much with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah, he gets in with at least 2
Block
3/3s and then
2.
Quasali. At least 2 3-power guys and the Quasali get through, yeah.
Yeah.
He would block Elemental and Knight.
Yep.
We're untapping, okay.
So we didn't Helix.
Interesting.
Okay.
I think maybe attacking with... No.
So you still... So yeah, you can't... Now you can't Helix. Did he draw for turn already?
No.
If he draws a land, he can still...
Yeah, he did draw land.
Well, actually, no, he can't.
No, he can't.
Well, yeah. Well, what he can do... It's silly. But what he can do is he can Helix and activate Wildwood still if he uses Knight to generate mana.
Yeah, but then you don't have lethal attackers.
Then you don't have lethal attacking, yeah. So... But you can also just... If you want to, you can just pass turn and hope Ted reveals something big and then do it again.
Yeah, I guess.
And then Helix him.
Yeah.
Because what you're doing right now by swinging is giving Ted the opportunity to chump block with Bob.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that line you had, Mario, was definitely... Yeah, he could have Helix end a turn either face or a blocker, and it would have all been the same. Justin would have won the game. Barring a Shining Shoal pitching Progenitus.
I think he's thinking about just Helixing something now? No, we're moving to attacks. So we haven't animated Wildwood or that. We're going to attack with Elemental. Okay, Elemental currently attacking as a 5/5.
So I think you block it with Bob and Goyf here,
Yeah,
just to kill it.
And also Justin could go get the Keswick Wolf Run.
Yeah, but he can only do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can give it +3/0 which is not good
power.
enough.
No, if he just blocks with Bob, that would kill it. It would kill Ted, right? Because if it has 9 power.
No, it would just be it's only a 5/5 right now, right? So
oh, you're right. I'm
it'd
sorry.
be 8 power.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ted would go to 1, I think.
All right. Well, Ted getting blown out here. He double blocked the elemental. Bloodbraid gets lightning helixed, and Goyf goes down.
Yeah, I think Ted made the correct block. Well, except for I would have blocked with Bob and Goyf, not knowing. Like if you don't know about the helix, I think that's tough. Maybe you don't think your life's all that low, but.
Just passes the turn instead of playing his high.
I'm curious to see what.
Oh man! Oh wow!
Ooh, go to 4.
Yikes!
I'm curious to see what land Justin gets with his untap.
I mean, Justin also could have just played his Loxodon Smiter there, but.
All right, so Bloodbraid into Goyf, we still lose.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're out of this no matter what now, but.
Well.
Taking 4 off of Bob there, not great.
Yeah, if we play Bloodbraid Elf into Goyf, we still lose because we have 5 guys to throw. Oh, well. If you bolt...
You bolt Hierarch. I mean, not Hierarch.
Bolt Nicodle.
Nicodle, yeah.
If you bolt Nicodle...
You're still dead.
You're still dead, yeah.
Yeah, I think Ted's out of this one.
Well,
I think
you're
you
only...
bolt face,
well,
you
no. You're not dead if...
Yeah, you are. He has 4. I mean, well, he was dead last turn.
Well, yes. So I mean, he's been dead for 3 turns.
Yeah.
but
right.
But he's not dead. He's not completely dead to unintuitive lines.
Yeah. The way he's playing, he's probably thinking about helixing himself. Yeah, maybe he was.
I think Justin maybe just forgot he has a Wildwood or something.
Maybe.
But yeah, bolt Nicodle. If Ted Dwyer played a Ghost Quarter out of hand right now, we would still be alive.
That is true.
All right, so let's see what land Justin gets here. Is he going to sack the forest for a Kessig? Sack it for a Horizon Canopy? What if he gets a Ghost Quarter? Ghost Quarters Ted for no reason, and Ted Fatal pushes him with a Swamp. I would just love that. That would make my fucking day.
He got the Kessig. That would.
All right, we got the Kessig. Seems good.
Well, Ted almost got back into this one.
Yeah. Running Bloodbraids is pretty good.
Yeah.
Bloodbraid into Goyf would have been especially good, but multiple times.
So would have not
what
killing your opponent.
What if we had Bloodbraid into Sprouting Thrinax? That was the play back in Standard. I'm told I wasn't playing Standard.
Oh, Alera Standard?
Yeah. You would Bloodbraid into Sprouting Thrinax. That was actually a big play in Modern, I think.
All right, now we're in there.
Back when we
don't even bother activating Stirring Wildwood to make sure we have lethal. We're just gonna use our Kessig. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so we're dead. Unless we have the Shining Shoal.
Maybe Justin will forget to use Kessig Wolfront.
Why is this taking so long? Justin could actually crap himself out of the match just by making this first game. This game should not have taken this long.
So good thing we gave the knight their trample instead of pumping our unblocked Kosali Pride Mage.
Yeah, well, you know. I wonder what Ted's telling him right now.
I guess that was actually correct to play around Slaughter Pact.
Slaughter Pact,
Pump
yeah.
the knight.
Slaughter Pact was played as a one-of when people were playing Kalitas main board. Or is it Kalitas?
Whatever.
But yeah, people were playing some Slaughter Pact with Kalitas. It was pretty sweet. It just, that card became real bad in the Death Shadow Tasker meta.
Yeah. All right, well, moving on to game 2 there.
So both players...
I feel like the matchup probably gets a little bit better for Ted.
I think generally it gets better for... Well, it depends on Justin's sideboard.
Sure.
For me, it gets even better post-board because I have, like, Sigarda and Thrun.
Yeah, but I doubt.
But Ted... So both players do want to try to go bigger. If Ted has, like...
Huntmaster, like we said.
Yeah, if he has a Huntmaster, if he has a Stormbreath Dragon, either player could have a Stormbreath Dragon.
Stormbreath Dragon, for sure.
Stormbreath Dragon is actually a sweet threat in Jund. Blood Moon's real big right now. It's just a threat you can cast through Blood Moon. It's also good against the Path Snap decks, which can be good against you. But yeah, Justin could really use bigger threats. Hopefully he has a Sigarda. If he has any more automatic 2-for-1s, like Justin could have his own Huntmaster, but I don't think that's very likely. If they have any additional planeswalkers in the sideboard, that could be nice.
Yeah, like the 4-mana Elspeth. A lot of people have been playing that.
Yeah, or if Ted has like a Chandra in the sideboard, something like that can be good.
The Hazoret.
Yeah,
Hazoret's
not. Yeah, Hazoret's certainly good here. Not sure if Justin's playing Path. Yeah, we didn't see any of that game, but
it seems like you don't want Path with Bloodbraid off.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward. Or it can be like a sideboard option with Bloodbraid. It's just like awkward to hit off Bloodbraid in game 1 against a lot of decks. But Ted could have Liliana Last Hope. If Ted's Liliana the Last Hope is not in the main, that's a card out of the sideboard.
I think it was main actually. I think he drew one towards the end. Yeah.
That card's really good in this matchup. Killing Hierarchs, but also just getting your Goyfs back, or getting your Skews back is a really big deal. And then the ultimate is like unbeatable.
Is Blightning good in this matchup?
Is Blightning good in the not against Smiter? Though I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We saw one Smiter from Justin.
At least at least
one.
Bloodbraid and a Blightning is so brutal.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Kalitas is actually really good in this matchup if Ted happens to be playing one right now.
Yeah.
Because it shuts down voice.
Yeah, right.
That's actually like it makes voice a 2-for-1 for you instead of your opponent.
Angers or Flaying Tendrils or whatever probably.
Flaying Tendrils is a little iffy since it doesn't kill Nikadal.
Right.
Anger is fine, but it kills your own Bloodbraids and Dark Confidants. So I'm not a big fan of those. If you can play, I mean, if Ted has the 1-of Damnation, you bring it in.
Yeah.
But you have to leverage it right. And it can be awkward to draw at certain times. So I still put this matchup in Justin's favor post-board, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, if
like I said, if Ted has Hazarets, and let's say
Hazoret might just be unbeatable.
Yeah, well, let's say Ted has like 2 Hazoret and Justin's not playing Paths, like
if any,
real good.
Also, P and Kieran Alar. So
actually, I saw a Mardu Pyromancer deck with 2 Hazards in the sideboard.
We saw that on camera a few weeks ago.
Did we? I just saw an MTG Goldfish list.
Yeah, no, we saw it on camera a few weeks ago because he played one Hazard, it got dealt with, and they were like, oh, well, there's nobody who has a second Hazard.
Who would have a second Hazard?
He had the second Hazard.
What is a standard?
I think he still ended up losing. I don't know.
Ted could, very unlikely, but Ted could have the white splash 3 or 4 Lingering Souls out of the sideboard.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We didn't see a white land,
but
Lingering Souls is also not great in this matchup. Sometimes it is, but when your opponent has the ability to fetch for Kessig and you're not on a Ghost Quarter deck, Lingering Souls looks a lot less impressive.
Ted's also going to be on the play here, and hopefully he doesn't have the mulligan, which...
Either player could benefit from a Grim Lavamancer out of the sideboard here.
Yeah.
Killing Bobs is relevant, and dealing damage to Liliana is fine. But from Ted's point of view, Grim Lavamancer is really pretty good. It helps your bolts kill knights, and also kills off, shoots off dorks and random little things.
Do you keep Liliana of the Veil in this matchup?
So I've played this matchup about 65 times in the past 2 years, and my intuition on it is, if you're Jund, you should be leaving in all the Lilianas on the play.
Okay.
You should be taking them all out on the draw.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Someone can fight me on that. Come at me, but I'm pretty sure that's the optimal way to play it.
So it looks like we got another role reversal here. Justin out on the mulligan.
Well, this mulligan's definitely not where you want to be. Ted could definitely steal this one.
I mean, this is exactly what happened from Ted's end in the other game. So,
I will say, so the reason the Liliana's so good on the play is if you just kill their first threat, kill their second threat, play Liliana on an empty board, they are probably screwed unless they have the Smiter in hand.
Right. Yeah.
And even if they do have the Smiter in hand and they put it out, it's fine. You can probably just minus it the following turn. Whereas if Justin's on the play, turn 1 Nikadal into turn 2 Voice, I mean, all of those plays make Liliana look extremely bad.
Looks like a lot
no matter with the removal.
Yeah, he's going down to 5.
Oof.
I'm not sure. His hand was a lot of mana, but I'm not sure that's like a bad hand in this.
What was it?
It was like bird, 4 lands, and something else.
Yeah, you definitely keep that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
it might have been 5 lands. If it was 5 lands, I could see not keeping it.
If it was bird 5 lands, and he's on the draw. Yeah, I think you keep that. The reason being that the turn 2 dork is always powerful. In this matchup, you could blank your opponent's hand disruption, which could be funny. But also, you like this matchup, neither player can really win on a mold of 5. It's like,
Yeah,
extremely hard. This matchup is so closely 1-for-1. Like the only way Justin could win on a mold of 5 would be like if he magically stuck a Sigarda and his opponent didn't find Damnation.
Yeah, this
but
hand from
sticking
Justin
Sigarda on a mold of 5 is
good.
really difficult.
Justin's on the Temple Garden double bolt Thalia path hand. And we're also getting Inquisitioned.
Oh, jeez.
So I guess you just take path?
Probably just take the path, yeah.
Yeah, especially if you have like Bob, pick it down next turn.
Yeah. The other thing is that Justin can use the path to, if Justin like plays a 1-drop next to like a Nicodle and then Ted tries to kill it or something, Justin has the option of pathing it to get a second land. So yeah, that definitely path is the right choice there.
All right, Justin's just going to play his Temple Garden, pass the turn back to Ted.
Is that an anger? Hell yeah, we got the anger. Yeah, like I said earlier, I don't endorse Flaying Tendrils in this matchup, but anger definitely good.
Yeah.
What do we got for Justin
did not
here?
have a turn 2 play, but Justin did not have a second land.
Oh.
So not great.
Yeah, Justin's falling pretty far behind now. It's no good.
Right. This was almost what happened to Ted last game, but Ted's second land just came in tapped.
Right.
However, Ted does not have, I think he's on more reactive cards. I think he's got 2 bolts. And then also a Bloodbraid, which obviously will be very good when it comes down, but
yeah, that's the
no early pressure.
So I lost this matchup the other day down in Kentucky, and I lost it because I was on a mold to 6, and my opponent had double Bloodbraid, and that's what I think the most interesting thing about Bloodbraid is. What it's really done, I think, is polarize the mulligan game.
Sure, because you get so far behind.
Yes, like this matchup is very tough if one player is on 7 cards and the other one's on 5, but it's very doable if one player is on 7 and the other one's on 6, but not if your opponent hits running Bloodbraid Elves.
Right.
Like you can't win on a mold of 6 when your opponent
Ted
spits
had
double
no
elf.
3-drop there either, but here's Bloodbraid Elf. And this will probably bring...
All right, well, Dead Fatal Push is fine. That's actually why a lot of people are playing like 4 bolts and 1 or 2 push.
So, that's interesting. It remains in exile?
No.
He could cast it targeting elf. It wouldn't kill it. He didn't trigger Revolt this turn, but...
Yeah, he could have done that. That's an interesting yeah, he could have left it in the graveyard, and it would have made Goyf bigger if Path weren't in the yard.
Yeah, right.
But that's interesting. Yeah, he could definitely have targeted Bloodbraid Elf there.
So here's a 2/2 Nicodle. It'll be easily removed by the Bolt or the Liliana Liliana the Veil that Ted just drew. So here's Bloodbraid. Here's Liliana the Veil.
Yeah, so Justin wasn't out of the game yet until this Liliana came down.
All right.
No, he's still out of it.
Is he? He gets to kill Lily here. And all Ted's got is like is the Anger of the Gods in hand.
What's Ted's other card?
I think it's a land.
Oh. Well, that's not bad for sure. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I mean, if Justin like draws a land and goes like voice or something, he's like, kind of back in it.
Yeah, the voice would be a nice lock on this.
So I think So Ted's hand was extremely flooded this game. He had, I mean, his only spells were Bolt, Anger, and Bloodbraid Elf.
Hitting Fatal Push off the
yeah.
Bloodbraid is not where you want it to be.
And
is that a second land for Justin?
I think it is. Yeah. Well. That was part of the reason I was wondering about.
An interesting line for Ted would have been to try to predict that and just play out the Lily, not plus it, and just leave it there as a minus, just as an edict effect. That could have been prudent. I could see the temptation of wanting to discard there. What did he discard? Did he discard a land with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted is pretty flooded.
Yeah, and there goes Bloodbraid Elf to a Bolt. And I think Ted's just got 2 lands and Anger in hand.
Yeah, there are definitely times where it's correct to play Lily and not plus it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure that was one of them, but
given that Ted saw Smiter game 1, I could see that being a reasonable, informed line. But it's a tough one to consciously decide to make. You know.
And Justin does have Sigarda in hand if he ever gets to 5 mana.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long way away, but it'd be sweet if he did. Justin doesn't have a voice, does he?
I don't think so. He didn't play a 2-drop there. I mean, he may have just wanted to bolt that Bloodbraid Elf, but
playing the voice seems generally better, but What do we got here?
Well, we saw his hand, right? We knew he had 2 bolts, he had a path, and the Thalia. So you're stirring Wildwood.
Stirring Wildwood's actually not a bit. It's a fine way to get back into this
Our
game. It's a good card advantage,
gets in there for
especially since Ted has no man lands yet.
4, and Ted drew another land. On basic swamp.
Jeez. Brutal.
So it's actually correct for him here to, if he wants to play these lands, to play his fetch land because otherwise it would come and tap it for Thalia.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Justin is going to crawl his way back into this after missing his 2nd and 3rd land drop.
That's a bird, so that counts as effective mana in some sense.
Yeah.
Gets us closer to that Sigarda.
I'm going to go with Thalia instead.
Yeah, Thalia's not doing much here. It's okay.
I think Ted should fetch. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Okay, here's a Goyf, but we know Justin has the path.
Yeah.
Man, I'm not sure. Ted's at 12, by the way, not 20. I mean, I'm sure he's probably way lower than that. He's probably at 10, I guess. He's taken 2 fetch hits. Oh, he's at 12? How is he at 12? I don't know. Maybe he's at 12. Maybe he just discarded 2 fetch lands to...
Yeah, he might have discarded that Mire. That could be right.
He did. He discarded 1 fetch land. I know that.
Yeah, there's Verdant and Mire in the yard. He might be at 11, but doesn't really matter. So Anger, take out the Thalia.
Anger away Thalia.
I guess you have to.
Play Tarmogoyf, so it doesn't come in tapped. That's fine. Although he knows that his Tarmogoyf's going to get pathed.
Yeah.
No, we took the path. Never mind.
Oh, that's right. We took the path. We left him with Bolt,
right.
Thalia.
Yep.
Yep. I remember that now.
And Goyf now is able to block this.
So, yeah, what is it? A 4/5?
It's a 5/6.
5/6 because we got Walker in the yard. Yep.
So barring another path, they should be able to hold down the fort.
So I think Ted's plan. Well, I think if I were Ted, I would have blocked that because then your opponent. So Justin swung there because he could bolt the Goyf, but that's a 2-for-1. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. And here's Kasali.
So not sure why Justin wouldn't play the Pride Mage before swinging.
Yeah, I don't know. And now Ted drew his own bolt.
Bolt is not great here. I love Smiter right now. I was off Smiter for a little bit.
So I think Ted should attack here.
Smiter's not great against Grixis Death Shadow, but Smiter's certainly good against this Jund deck.
Do you think? I think Ted should attack here. He's at 8. I guess he dies to Bloodbraid Elf. Maybe not. Well, I just saw that Justin did double bolt, so obviously not. But
yeah,
he might be dead then.
Well, and Ted knows he has. Ted knows he has double bolt, just not double red.
He knows he has 1 bolt.
Now, weren't there 2 in the opening hand?
There was, but
oh, that
Justin
was
used
one. Yeah. Yep.
So we're in there with that thing.
So swinging for 5, which we could have done last turn, but that's okay.
Oh, you gotta. What is Ted's life? It doesn't have 12. He's at least 8. There's no way. Oh, he did block. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so forcing the 2-for-1 there is fine, but you could have done it last turn and saved yourself. I mean, that's exactly the play that Ted passed up last turn, but he didn't do it. Remember? So that's kind of strange. Because what that really did for Ted is just put him down.
Kolagon's command
is very good here.
Yeah, get back your Goyf.
Get back Goyf. You could even make your opponent discard if you're not worried about Smiter.
Notorious, jeez. Thanks for the follow.
I think you shock this bird and get back Goyf. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if shocking the bird is the best thing to do, but you don't have good information right now. Yeah, I say you shock the bird. There you go.
So Justin's going to float a red here, so you can either bolt or lightning helix. Oh, we're going to get Bloodbraid Elf.
Oh. But we can't cast that.
Yeah, we can. He has a swamp.
Oh, okay. But he has to fetch to do that.
So, ooh, this is a little bit interesting. No,
does he have?
He has the swamp. Oh, he does have this fetch, yeah.
Does he have a basic? Okay, yeah. Hopefully, he has the second basic swamp. Everyone should, because you want to play Lily through Blood Moon. But
no, he needs a red source.
Oh yeah. Hopefully, he has a basic. No, that's the basic mountain right there. He has to shock for this. I think I would have liked getting Goyf.
He's got the second basic mountain.
Second basic mountain. Woo. Whew. That's folks. You never thought you'd see it, you know.
You know, I can't say if I have no reference of whether or not that's interesting.
So
but apparently it is.
The most common thing I think right now for a Jund mana base is to have 2 swamp, 1 to 2 forest, and 1 mountain. That's probably 90% of decks.
So something is
95%
here. I assume it's Ted's face. Well, we got to worry about this now.
So, but what's interesting is that if Justin finds a land, we actually have to worry about Stirring Wildwood.
Yeah.
I guess you swing with the elf here, but I
think you go up. Yeah. I don't think he did. There's no way he has 2. Yeah. All right.
All right.
Away goes Bolt. Here's Knight of the Reliquary, which is actually terrible here.
Make you sack it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Justin's gonna have Cigar to strain in hand, so Ted might be back in this one after stumbling on flooding to so many lands there, and we're in there with Bloodbraid Elf.
Yeah, usually people say that Screw beats Flood, but Justin really had an anemic start, but we also see in the downside of having the Cigar stuck in your hand.
Decides not to activate.
Is that a Treetop Village? That's very good.
Yes. Not sure about not killing Liliana there with Stirring Wildwood. I don't think Justin knows that's a card, Stirring Wildwood. I mean, he didn't use it at all last game when he could have had lethal, and he didn't kill Liliana there, which seems odd. I mean,
I think he thinks that he's going to block this Bloodbraid with it.
Justin is at 7, but... All right, that gets sacrificed.
Excuse is gaining some life, though, so it could be worse. All right, well, yeah, we'll eat something. Eat the.
So I think Justin's gonna go to 1 here.
Eat the Liliana. Okay.
No, Ted's gonna leave Treetop back to block if needed.
In case of a Thunderball, I don't even know. A Goblin Rabble Master swinging for 1.
I don't know. To block the Wildwood. Oh, and Ted drew a Scoos. All right, well, I think that'll do it.
This the ending sequence of this game is played out so quickly I can't exactly follow any misplays, but I think Justin there's definitely when he didn't swing at the Lily, but
yeah. Someone didn't attack with blood. Yeah. No, he. So what happened there was that with the Bloodbraid Elf interaction, Justin floated a red with his birds, and then Ted moved to main phase 2 to play Bloodbraid Elf, so that Justin had to use his mana there if he wanted to. And so he played the Bloodbraid Elf main phase 2, which is why it didn't attack. And that's also why we didn't see the Liliana get killed by the Bolter Helix or whatever Justin cast with the red mana. All right, so I think Ted probably has the win here. He animates. I guess you can get him for 6, maybe. So we have a path.
We got a path.
That's not bad.
So actually, Ted now can afford to swing. He can definitely afford to swing with Treetop Village. Because now that Ted has his life insulated, he's not worried about the crackback on Wildwood.
Yeah. And also, but now... Oh, no. Liliana is ticking up currently. Okay. Yeah, Ted can wait now, and like if he ever attacks and Stirring Wildwood gets animated to block, he can sacrifice Lily to make Justin get rid of it.
What are we waiting on right here? Are we deciding what to eat? Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
I'm not
sure. I think so. Yeah, I think
I'm
we're.
not sure.
Ted's debating over whether or not to eat stuff with his green mana.
Yeah, I guess using the green mana now before its path means you can't activate Treetop this turn, which you could put Justin to 1, right? Which seems like a big deal.
Yeah.
We didn't declare attacks already, right?
No, this is currently in response to the Liliana activation.
Right. But yeah, no, so now Ted can only take Justin to 4 because he can't activate Treetop. But that seems fine, and Ted is in no danger of dying to Stirring Wildwood on the crackback. Man, this has gone on. Both these games have dragged on for longer than they should have.
This game is not going to end. I don't think Game 3 is going to end here.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to play Game 3. It just won't go anywhere.
Right.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, one player can, assuming neither player slow plays it, which they definitely can, but
well, it won't help. It'll draw.
Well, yes, which is preferable to losing, but a player can definitely win the last game in 6 minutes. Like a good jump hand or a bad mulligan can definitely.
Well, okay, it didn't end up mattering. Or the bob is not in play. The bob had to get discarded to Lily. You should stop them if possible.
But we're just
moving on. I think, unless he discarded a land, but.
Man, we really just cannot swing into this ravine though. Justin playing tried and true blocking here. And Ted just can't find a removal spell to actually deal with it.
No, he didn't have 0 cards in hand. He whatever. Okay.
All right.
Well, I'm not sure.
So we still weren't dead there. We could have blocked with, assuming
he was at 4.
Oh, he's at 4, not 7. Okay. Alrighty, folks.
Yeah, I think the game was over regardless, but yeah, Ted should have discarded his confidant there. Well, we will see a brief Game 3. So, yeah, I mean, the game wouldn't have ended there because Stirring Wildwood then would have just ate one of Ted's creatures and he would have went to 1.
Yeah.
And then Ted just had more lands. He could have used Lily to make Justin sacrifice Stirring Wildwood, but.
Yeah, second main phase, yeah.
Well, we didn't catch that, but whatever. I guess we'll move on to Game 3.
The more you know, the more you Coles.
Yeah, a lot of.
We are sponsored by Coles.
A lot of just incorrect lines of play.
Yeah, well, the first game was, turned out much differently. Justin really just had so many ways to win the first game that he repeatedly didn't take. The second game was different insofar as it seemed like the game for the last 5 minutes there was inevitable in Ted's favor. It went back and forth, right? Because Justin started on his 1 land and was just stranded. But then Ted was flooding terribly. Yeah. But then there a little bit of a role reversal. But then Ted, it seemed his victory was imminent for the past 5 minutes there. But Justin's play with the Stirring Wildwood, it'd be interesting to analyze that turn by turn in retrospect. But I think there were definitely times where we should have fired it up and we didn't. And there were definitely times where we fired it up and we actually, did he even fire it up? I'm not sure we ever saw that guy get fired up. Am I wrong here?
The Wildwood?
Yeah.
No, it never.
It never was activated. That seems bizarre to me.
So you think Ted should have taken all the Lilies out? I don't think he actually took time to sideboard there, but.
Yeah. So if he was considering time to, we got the damnation. If Ted were not considering their time limit, they're restrained in that sense. I think it's definitely correct for Ted to take out all the Lilianas here on the draw.
Yeah. So both players now mulliganing to 6. Keeping equality at least.
And like I said, so it's Ted typically wants to take out the discard because the discard is really bad in the top deck.
I didn't see him.
Yeah, and I assume he did. But the one thing is, if they had unlimited time to sideboard, but not unlimited time for play, which is an unrealistic scenario, but Ted would actually value the discard here because although the discard's really bad in the grindy top deck game and you generally want to take it out, the discard is how you actually win the game in 3 minutes or less. You neuter your opponent and you stick 2 Goyfs and you kill him.
Yeah. Both players, I think, are keeping 6. Yep.
All right. Scry to the top. Justin taking a sweet time with that Windswept Heath.
Windswept Heath, go.
We got a Blackcleave Cliffs. Play a Grim Lavamancer, maybe? Nope. Okay.
Treetop, go.
So do we have a turn 2 Bob here from Ted?
I don't know. Do we have a turn 2 voice here from Justin? No, we got a turn 2 Nicottle.
Turn 2 Nicottle. Not the best Nicottle.
Yeah, no, not ideal.
But it's also a 1/1 right now.
That is true. It looks like Ted maybe has an excuse here. Or he does have Bob.
Play the Bob. Just get him. Justin's on a mold of 6. He might not have removal.
Well, the bob is also one of the ways you can make yourself lose this game very quickly.
I don't think that's likely. If it were a turn 1 Nikado, maybe.
Sure.
So let's see if
bob.
Justin gets a Sacred Foundry. There it is. You got a 3/3 Nikado. It's pretty big.
But it looks like Justin doesn't have a 1-mana removal spell for Bobby.
Yeah, because if he did, he definitely should have used it there. Pathing a Bob feels so bad, but like you have to do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Like they get what they wanted, you know. Either way, they get their land for 0 life loss.
Although it looks like Justin maybe just drew a path. Oh, you know, he has a bolt.
Did he have the bolt last turn?
Maybe.
He had the bolt last turn. That's kind of like time walking yourself by not bolting it there. Because what if you had a 2-drop you wanted to play?
We're letting Ted untap.
Is that our plan to?
Wow.
Is that our plan to win the game? To hope he dies. Yeah, that's.
Oh my.
If you bolted the Bob there, and I don't know, that's pretty loose. I know they're not going to finish the match anyway, but
we're in there with Bob.
Both players just racing. They want to get their opponent to 0 before time runs out.
Nikado versus Bob, an age-old matchup.
Cat versus
Catman versus
Cat versus Wizard.
Catman versus the Darkman.
The Nightman. Anybody?
That was a play. Yeah.
Always Sunny. Oh, is that what you were doing
Yeah.
already? Well, wait, is Catman and
No.
okay?
Neither of them are.
It's what is it? The Nightman
versus the Dayman.
That's right. That's right. How could I forget? Classic matchup.
And now we're bolting Liliana? Yeah, all right. Ted's probably like, well, how on earth is this Bob still in play? He's the bolt come out.
The thing is,
and Justin just passes the turn.
Here's the problem. No one, it's impossible. When someone's at 20 life, they will never, you can't win the game like that with Bob because they're going to they're going to remove it. They're not going to let themselves die to it.
Yeah.
If you let Ted draw 7 cards, he's going to use one of them to kill his own Bob.
Oh, man.
Yeah, pretty loose by Justin. I mean, there were certain draws there where if Justin had bolted the Confidant
Honestly,
and then played like a voice and then the Coddle.
If I was Ted there, I think I would have just animated Treetop and got in there.
Sure.
Like, I mean.
No, you could have.
We're in turn 0 now.
Ted actually finds a land. Ted could be in business.
Why? How did Justin's just gonna let the bolt get taken?
Oh, he can't cast the Helix.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Yeah, take the fucking bolt.
I mean, he's got 2 knights, so taking one of those doesn't help.
No. So if you're Ted here, so here are your ways to win here. If Ted
and Justin misses land drops, it draws number
if Ted picks up a land with his next Bob, play the land. Oh, he's playing Bob number 2.
He has skews.
Oh,
he's going Bob number 2.
Yes. Okay, you hit your next land on the turn. You bolt your opponent. You fire up Wildwood. You swing for 7.
Yeah, if he hits a land here.
Oh, bolt. Yeah, bolt. Ted has a bolt from the Nikado. Okay, that's fine. You're still alive. You're not gonna die to these Bobs. You're fine.
All right.
Shock that in, man. Shock that Blood Crypt in.
Yeah, bolt Nikado, get in there with Treetop.
Oh, he doesn't need to do that. Oh, well, yeah, he does. Treetop's 2 to activate, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, shock it in.
I think he's got to do it.
Yeah, you gotta live fast. Greatness at any cost, man. That's what they say. That's what they say.
Yeah, I mean, he might. Oh my goodness.
This is great, folks. This is a wonderful
also,
game.
Justin's not at 17, right? Like he took a hit from Bob last turn.
No, I think he is at 17.
No, I don't think he is. I think he's been attacked by Bob twice.
Okay.
Yep, bolt. Oh no, we're not getting there with Treetop.
Oh, you have to get there with it. What if he shocks in and gets Colgan's command?
Okay, I guess Justin was at 17. All right, whatever.
But you don't want to play Colgan. Do you just put the Blood Crypt in tapped and then Inquisition
I think
him?
he has skews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Promo skews.
I guess Ted was actually worried about shocking in the Blood Crypt there for his life, which is reasonable.
Yeah.
Especially if you reveal like Bloodbraid here.
Oh, he's 2 Kolagon's commands in hands.
That's pretty awkward.
Yeah.
It's a great card in the matchup, but not in this scenario. So Justin does have the 3rd land, meaning he can play it.
Ted can't win next turn, so.
Oh, this turn 4. Oh, this will be turn 4, yeah.
Well,
are we sure that's true? Can we?
I guess if he draws Terminate.
Yeah, if we draw Terminate,
he can
1,
get in there
2,
for
3, 4.
He gets in there for 9. With
Oh,
Terminate.
that's tilting.
No, wait, Justin had a shock, so he's down to 8.
We can win with a Terminate, but they're not. Jun's not playing Terminates right now, which is sad and pathetic, but it's true.
I guess we can go Bloodbraid Elf into...
We could get Fetch Land, Fatal Push,
Goblin
Bloodbraid Elf,
Rebel Master?
Lily the Last Hope. That does not help us.
No.
Forest does help us.
Forest does help.
We need an untapped land.
Terminate.
Bloodbraid. Okay, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it?
We block Bloodbraid.
Play the Forest.
He has to hit Bolt off the Bloodbraid.
But yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's give it a try. Let's spin the wheel.
I guess if he could also hit Collective Brutality and Drain for 2.
And Drain for 2, sure.
Yeah, that would be enough.
Could also hit Colgan's Command, shock you for 2.
Yeah.
But he's already got 2 in his hand, so that seems unlikely. Are we missing something?
He could also hit Liliana the Veil and make him sack the Knight.
And then swing for, yep. So we actually have a bunch of outs here.
Actually, that line does. No, because
no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, so we got a bunch of hits.
We got tons.
Fatal Push doesn't do it because he can't trigger Revolt. He doesn't have a fetch line.
Yeah, he got basic Forest. I'm wondering if there's some obscure line that you can also get there with a Colgan's Command with less variance here. We have 5 mana at our disposal. So. And is firing up the Wildwood definitely, or the Treetop Village definitely not good here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Swing, you get in for 6.
And you'd be 1 mana short of Colgan's Commanding to face.
Or eating 2 things with Scoos.
So, and it's not relevant that... All right, we'll spin in the wheel. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
All right.
All
right.
Oh, no.
Dang.
No. All right, let's see if Justin sees the line.
Wait, is he just dead?
1,
no, he
2,
just
3.
takes 6. Never mind. He just blocks Bloodbraid and takes 6.
Yeah, he takes 6. Yeah. He can make him take 7 by. Oh, there's not even a creature to eat in the yard. So.
There's an Akatl.
Oh yeah. So we put you to 7, or make you take 7, go to 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
jeez.
Something else. That is something else. All right, let's see if Justin bolts himself.
Maybe he'll crack a fetch.
Justin could helix himself and not do anything.
Yeah, he should do that.
Man, Ted had a lot of outs there.
Yeah. Oh, man. Tough match ended in a draw. Yikes.
I think, so Ted would have won the game there.
Yeah, definitely.
If he, I mean, he would have actually won that match fair and square if he had not feared shocking in the Blood Crypt, right? Remember, he put Blood Crypt in tapped instead of...
When?
He put Blood Crypt in tapped and then played Scoos for 2 instead of... So a couple things that did. One, it meant that he had a lack of mana, so because he put Blood Crypt in tapped and then could not eat the Nakatl that turn, I think. He could have eaten that had the Scoos...
creature.
But the Scoos would have been a 3/3 then. But it still was a 3, so that's only 7.
Yeah.
But what if he fired up Wildwood that turn instead of playing Scoos? He'd be up an attack, right?
If he had attacked with the Treetop
Village
instead of playing
that's what I mean. He played Blood Crypt tapped and Scoos for 2.
Yeah.
He could have shocked in Blood Crypt, swung for 3 that turn, and I think that would have won in the match. But he would have been dead to like double reveal Bloodbraid Elf.
Yeah.
Or reveal, Liliana Last Hope, and then Justin bolts you or something, or helixes you. So
yeah, that was a tight one. That Bloodbraid definitely had a lot of hits.
Yeah. What is this in chat here?
Yeah, if he used someone mentioned if he used Treetop and swung with 2 bobs and Treetop, he would have had that 1 extra damage and would have won. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's what it comes down to. It's a game of single points.
And let me just say that the real reason this matchup ended in a draw is because the atrocious slow play by mainly Justin in game 1. I mean, Justin. I mean, it's not slow play, I guess, if you're not seeing the winning
missing a line,
sure. But they were like, what was it, like 2-3 turns in a row?
Naya Chads versus Jun Chads. What is this from? I've seen people calling decks Chad decks. What does this mean?
Maybe it means 3 color.
No.
I don't know.
Chads.
Maybe it's
people.
Maybe it's like charms. Maybe charms. It's like Naya
Dudes?
Charms versus Jun Charms.
No, it's definitely not that. Because I saw somebody was playing black white Gideon deck that was like called 9 Chad for some reason. I don't know what
Did it have 7 Gideons or 9 Gideons? I saw a 7 Gideon black-white deck.
I don't know.
It was 3 trials.
Planeswalkers. Well, no, it definitely wasn't
A
that.
Chad is a planeswalker?
I don't think so.
I've never heard that. I've been playing Magic
Anyway,
for a while.
we need to find a match. We are at time, so the match is going to be posted. maybe Scott will just bring us our matches back here.
Yeah, folks, what do you want to see? We got some spicy stuff left at the store here. Probably more Bloodbraid Elf decks.